And we're back. I'm Stacy Hewen.
And I'm John Ferreira.
And we are going to be watching Blaze play Riptide.
Yep.
This is a team that's very highly requested. Lots of love for Riptide in our stream today.
Oh yeah, especially from Dodgeball Mom.
Dodgeball Mom sending her youngest son. Actually, I don't know that he's her youngest, but the youngest son of Dodgeball.
Yep.
Absolutely. Trusting him to travel alone. Trusting that he will not be corrupted by all the adults out here. Putting her trust in the sport.
The corruption of dodgeball players.
Absolutely. We're going to turn him into a way nicer person than she wanted him to turn out to be.
Like we all are.
Yep. Some sports bring out the worst in people. Dodgeball today, at the very least, seems to be bringing out the best. It's been a great day for dodgeball, and therefore a great day for the world.
Yep. I like to point out that one of the shaggers on the Riptide side just dabbed.
Like the arm movement, I presume? Oh,
Yep.
Look at the official. I think that might be Natasha O'Reilly boogieing behind the line. All right, let's see what happens. Oh, looks like referee Jordan Ansiu has been brought on board for the game. He missed the last one as he was busy taking care of something while the ref meeting happened, so he had to sit one game out, unfortunately.
Oh.
Heartbreaking, especially for somebody who loves reffing as much as he does. He's very into it.
Looks like there's a short meeting between captains.
Oh man, on the court we are not broadcasting. It is Winnipeg versus Winnipeg.
Yep.
Yep. The two local teams looking to knock each other out to move on.
There's actually an interesting fact about that team. Sebastian on Red River Rebellion was the captain of Nick Duval, Greg Pachenko, and Sean Oko's team.
Oh right, Impact. Yes, the
Yep.
team that tried out in provincials. Now, once this discussion is done with the captains on this side, we'll get back to talking about it. But in the meantime, I guess we can talk about Wind Chill and Rebellion. There are no points on the board yet. And they seem to be locked into quite the epic struggle. I think we did watch them. Did we stream them earlier? I believe we did.
We streamed both of them earlier. We saw 2 games of Wind Chill and 1 game with Red River Rebellion against Golden Boys.
Right, it was against Golden Boys that they faced off. They would have also had a lot of practice time playing against the players on Wind Chill, which means that they should know each other really well. I mean,
Yep.
they know each other well in the community. They're for sure, for the most part, all friends and hang out together. And they should also know each other's dodgeball skill as they play against one another multiple times a week.
Trying to see what they got for their when they verse each other in round robin.
Dodgeball Mom saying she doesn't care if her son gets snuck into a bar.
Well then.
Where were moms like this when I was a kid?
Yeah.
If I had been snuck into a bar when I was younger and my mom found out, that would have been the end of me. Looks like Riptide and Blaze still talking with the referees. Not really sure what's going on there, but I guess they're basically just saying,
Have a nice clean game.
call your hits, be good. That's what it boils down to in the end, right? Just be good to each other. All right. Looks like they're almost ready to get started. They are almost 7 minutes late on the beginning here. I'm not really sure what the discussion is about. Perhaps they're inspecting equipment. Mr. Congeniality, Dalton McKenzie, going over to talk to Riptide, relaying whatever the referee was talking about there. This might be our first game that has started late this entire tournament.
Oh, here we go. Riptide versus Blaze in the round robin. They tied 4-4.
No way. This,
this
is going to be an interesting show.
It's going to be a close game.
I certainly hope so. So, Team Blaze taking the opening shot there, not connecting, which gives Riptide the 4 balls to their 2.
Oh, amazing catch, but he falls to the back line from number 10.
Absolutely. Worth it, though, to knock out a player. That makes it a trade.
Yep.
That is true, Natalie. Rule number 1 of Dodgeball is don't be a dick.
Yep.
We had to change it to don't be a jerk on our website, but that is listed as rule number 1 in Dodgeball Winnipeg. It's all about respecting the spirit of the game. Now, something that has been brought to my attention the other day that concerned me was a lot of people, at least at the elementary and junior high school level, see Dodgeball as a bully sport. And that is definitely not the case. If you've ever played Dodgeball, especially as an adult, you see just how friendly this community is.
Oh, yeah. You see them give tips to each other. You hardly see arguments going on in the court.
Absolutely. That sort of stuff gets shut down pretty quick. The only time you ever see teams that are griefers are people who don't play regularly. And a block from 77 there. Nice and clean. Hand behind the ball.
I actually believe that is 11.
Did I say 77?
Yeah.
Oh. Well, if they're going to have serifs on their letters, they should have had the serifs on both the top and bottom.
That is correct.
Absolutely. Personally, I'm a fan of serifs. At least on the letter I.
Yes.
I don't feel like they're necessary in any other case, but you know how lowercase L and an uppercase I can be the same in a sans serif font? That's just stupid. Now, what isn't stupid is this game that's happening here. Both teams playing smart. Number 8, not blocking in time. Ball connecting to his legs. Now, you're for sure correct that was 11, because otherwise this guy would be 773.
And that is a ridiculous number.
You know who I miss? 386 from Team Timber.
Yep.
VC Timber.
The guy that changed his face mid-tournament.
Yeah. That was a hilarious surprise. .113, kind of doing some lighthearted fakes there. .113 picking up a ball, talking to his cohort. 25 says, "How's your day going?" He says, "Great, how are you?" "We're not so bad, let's throw some balls." He says, "All right," and they do it. I presume that's what players say when they're talking to each other on the court.
That's what I say. But then again, that's why I am up here.
Yeah. And I think the issue with both of us is while we can hang competitively, we are both streak players, which means that we go on hot streaks and then we're cold for a while, and then nobody picks us up.
Yep.
Absolutely. I've got a great actual montage that Mitch Jansen put together of me, some highlights of some games that I've done, all in just a single day. And if you just saw that, you'd be very impressed. Unfortunately, that's not the case. I've been cold for the last few months, and I hope that once my rib heals, I'll be back at it. Maybe I will take it a little more seriously, but regardless, I look forward to broadcasting events in the future. I almost feel like playing would be more pressure than I want.
Yeah, I mean, especially at this point in the tournament, just 2 games going, everybody else is just watching you.
Absolutely. The crowd seems to have migrated to the Manitoban games, but the online crowd is here watching Riptide go toe-to-toe with Blaze, a team that you mentioned earlier. They tied in the round robin. Aggressive pass to the ball shagger from 25. We'll just assume that that was on purpose. The Twitch stream seems to be going on and on about somebody's shorts.
Somebody's shorts?
I imagine it's a player with the bright green shorts. I actually do own a pair like that. They blend in with the wall at the community center we use regularly, and people like to make comments about it.
I actually just bought a new pair of shorts that are silver.
Ooh,
not like gray or white, but actually like a shiny silver.
Oh, see that 25 connecting on one of the Riptide players.
And Riptide takes the first point.
He hit the ground hard, and you can tell he hit his knee hard because he pulled his knee pad up afterwards, which means it wasn't where he needed it to be.
Nope.
Yep, green shorts. I've owned a pair of those for a while now. I have a team though that wears pink shirts, and I always get comments I look like a watermelon when I'm out there. I realize perhaps that's why they have the blue on the Riptide shirts, so they don't look too watermelonic.
Yeah, I mean the green kind of matches, like blends in with his shirt too.
Absolutely, nice bright colors. I do recall last year perhaps Riptide having primarily blue shirt. See that a lot. Oh, calling false start. Pernitsky and Asang resetting.
Oh, looks like they're changing their runners up on Riptide side.
Oh, looks like we got DJ Gumby, Chuck, come in the stream there. He says he loves your silver shorts, John.
Well, thank you. Maybe one day, when he's good enough, you'll see them.
Shout out to DJ Gumby, my favorite DJ to just put on in the background at parties. Does drum and bass. Oh, and a disarm from number 10, Beaumont. Oh, and there another group shot on 15. Moving the balls off there to the rest of the team. Everybody loaded. Literally loaded.
Yep.
They'll be figuratively loaded at the after party presented by Dodgeball Winnipeg at 441 Main tomorrow night around 8 or 9 o'clock. No problem for the shutout, Chuck. My only request is that you get those archives up on your website. I'm sick of listening to just the March 24th. Let's get back into it. Not a lot happening right now. Both teams being very disciplined in their throwing.
Yeah.
But Riptide just seems to be making more connections.
And they just took the player advantage. Riptide with 4 players, Blaze with 3.
Absolutely. If you want to make a connection, you don't have to call Connect. Or so you don't have to call Quest. All you have to do is play Dodgeball.
Fun facts.
Fun facts. Fact fun with fun facts. I actually wonder if Quest is still around. Do you think they're still a thing? Remember those commercials? As a Dodgeball League owner, you tend to keep very strange hours. I tend to go to bed around 3 or 4 a.m. most days, which means that back when TV was still a thing, you catch a lot of really bad commercials.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Now, that's just the reality of when you'll be working at a gym till 10:30 p.m. some nights.
And also, whoever wins this game is going to go up against Z Warriors.
Oh, yeah. Actually, since we got Chuck on the line, do you want to explain to him why it's not Z Warriors? Nah, let's not.
I only could think of reasons why it's Z Warriors.
I explained this to you on Friday.
It's Dragon Ball Z.
Exactly. Proper nouns don't get changed based on regional dialect. There was a time when they did, though, like Christopher Columbus.
Oh,
what happened?
Number 2 just lost control of the ball and just rolled onto their side.
That's terrible. That's a heartbreaker.
Oh!
Look at that. Beautiful
Amazing
catch on Riptide. 113, though. Vanderwyk not giving them an inch. Can he one-man team this? So like I was saying about proper nouns, back in the day they used to change it, like Christopher Columbus. Do you know what he's called in French?
I do not.
Christophe Colomb. Which means that's probably not his name either, because I'm pretty sure that dude was Spanish.
Yeah, I don't think that's a Spanish name.
Exactly. Columbus, that's almost like Latin. But back at that time in England, people were pretty enamored with Latin, which is why we have a lot of words with superfluous letters in them. When dictionaries were invented, they wanted to look like a fancier language than they were. Vanderwyk back up at the line here. Ooh. Oh no!
Oh!
He throws away. Oh, it connected. Devastating.
Riptide takes a second point.
Chuck says he's too old for Dragon Ball Z. That's not true. I'm pretty sure Dragon Ball Z was released around like 1982 or something ridiculous like that.
Yep, he is lying.
The English translation would have come out around the early 90s, at which point he would have been very close to too old for that. Kind of like how I'm too old for Yu-Gi-Oh! By 1 year.
Yeah.
Yeah, by the time I entered grade 7, it was just not cool. I wanted to be cool. Now that you're an adult, you know what's cool? Just liking whatever you like.
Yep.
Absolutely. Be yourself, kids. That's how you can be cool as an adult. Don't go to university and look for the in crowd. Got news for you. There isn't one.
Nope.
Just find a group of people you love, like Dodgeball. Dodgeball is a great group of individuals. They're active. They are generous. They are kind. We had an outpouring of support last night. People showing up at the gym at 11:30 p.m. to help us with an issue with the netting system that arose late at night. Absolutely touched by everybody who came out. Can't thank them enough. We had volunteers who've been there since like 8 a.m. sticking around to 1:45. Absolutely incredible. See Riptide calling out a play. The center player moving up. Puts that 44. 8 gets past the ball. Oh no,
double.
15. Ricochets into 25. I think 113 had his ball up, so he was safe. Perhaps the camera caught a better angle of that. Dalton asking, what happened? Am I out? Taking his outs.
Oh.
Oh.
Time stopped.
Ian doesn't agree. Dustin brings him back. Look at that, Mr. Congeniality. Just doing whatever the refs say. The other team clapping. Can't be mad about a player coming back in after they said they were willing to go out.
Yep.
Absolutely. Another reason why I think dodgeball is such a friendly sport is because at no point do you ever physically interact with another player on the opposite side.
Nope. Only during switching sides. Just give each other handshakes, high fives, good first half, good game.
During gameplay, though, you will not touch another player with your body.
Nope.
Period. On the other, sorry, an opposing player. And that's probably why we're so nice to each other, because in basketball, people check each other. In hockey, you can get really physical.
Yep.
Any sport like that. Soccer as well. In soccer, you breathe on somebody and they'll fall over and hold their knee.
Yep.
In dodgeball, though, you throw a ball at somebody and that's the extent of it. 22 on Team Blaze, passing off to number 11.
Oh, looks like Riptide lost one of their players.
Oh no, what happened?
Not sure if it was either a line call or a ball hit him.
11 going up there, trying to push Riptide back a little bit while his team resets. If you jump too high, are you out of bounds? Only if you touch a dead object.
So don't touch the ceiling, folks.
Don't touch a basketball net.
Ooh.
Right?
I thought about that once, and I was like, that's probably not a good idea.
Absolutely not permitted. That's actually something that I dream to do in the future, is to build a gym dedicated to dodgeball. And we would make it for that sport alone.
That would be amazing.
It would be. There's only one problem. I don't see how we would pay our bills with just dodgeball. We'd for sure have to accommodate other sports, or at least the Manitoban socials that people have come to expect.
Yep.
Wedding socials are for sure what keep the lights on in most community centers locally.
Yep. I just found out recently that wedding socials and socials in general are like a Manitoba thing.
Absolutely. Anywhere else, you pay for your own wedding.
Yep.
Absolutely. Or your family does.
Yeah.
Not in Manitoba. We're all so broke we have to come together and help everyone pay for each other's weddings.
And win prizes.
Yeah, absolutely. Nothing wrong with that. Oh, cheap drinks generally too, and food around 11 or midnight.
Yep.
My opinion's ridiculous. I'm hungry much earlier than that. I wonder if the food is to keep people from getting too intoxicated. And they're moving up. Riptide doing the fakes. Blaze not even looking to counter at that point. They just want a ball.
Oh, amazing hits. Both teams with 4 players on the court.
People saying Blaze look tired. It's possible that they're tired. Oh, wow. And he stays in bounds. The force of that ball moving him back in the air.
Yeah.
Should have brought the radar gun out. Maybe we'll do that tomorrow. Probably not. I really can't see where we'd be able to set that up.
Yeah, I mean.
Riptide back on the offense. Seems like Blaze has been on their back foot all game. So got a huge shout out to Corey's tan. Apparently looking very tan. You wouldn't understand, Brian. You're not tan. Tan Stewie being Tan Stewie.
Holy shoot.
Absolutely. That's how you get moles.
Yep.
And melanoma. Always use sunscreen. Don't go to tanning booths. Stay inside, always. Oh, I see number 386 now. I recognize that man with or without beard.
But you have to recognize them without.
Absolutely. Water boy for Blaze. Big shout out to the 386 reference. Got an 8 out of 10 for the Stewie impression. I promise you it's a 10 out of 10 when I haven't been talking for 20 hours over the course of 2 days. Somebody who works from home, I sit there with my mouth shut for about 8 hours a day. Only talking to my cat, Hugh. I don't talk to Scout because he's a jerk. Ferals tend to be that way. So Riptide's back on the offense now. We got stuff to talk about again. Look at Blaze now. They're really starting to
amazing jump from number 25.
Light it up.
Yep.
Absolutely.
They are on fire.
They want it. 44 losing grip again. I wonder if that guy's hands are just getting tired or sweaty. Doesn't look like he's got hands full of chalk like most other players do. Dodgeball Mom saying this is a PEI chat. That's not true. We're here in Winnipeg talking to you, giving you the rundown. Beaumont moving up with Georges. I wonder how many times people call him Georges.
Georges. I'll probably be one of those.
Let's talk more about PEI. It stands for Prince Edward Island, for anybody wondering.
That's actually a fun fact I knew.
The more you know about this great country of ours. Oh, that cross-court shot from number 10. Not finding its mark, but really catching that player off guard. Let's talk about Anne of Green Gables. I was in a school play of Anne of Green Gables when I was in grade 12, which I have on DVD. It was awful. I don't really know what else to say other than it was just not great. We did not have a lot of talented singers on the male side of our school, so all the women nailed their roles. All the guys were just awful. Me being one of them. Now, to get my satisfaction from singing, I go to karaoke events. 25 going into a blocking position as soon as he thinks somebody's throwing at him. I'm wondering if he got scared off the throw there. I think he might have got faked by Riptide. Oh, the Winnipeg teams apparently are in a dead heat right now. Oh, look at that.
For
Number 3 getting punished.
No, the Winnipeg game is at 2 versus 2. At half.
People talking about key lime. Everybody forgetting about lemon meringue. How come key lime isn't called lime meringue? Oh,
Looks
getting
like
called on the hair.
35, just on the tip of the hair.
Technically, Avonlea is a real place, they're saying. Meringue, spelled M-E-R-I-N-G-U-E. Meringue. We now return to the spelling bee. And Blaze is off. 25 just coming out swinging there. Taking the lateral. Seen a lot of familiar faces watching the Manitoba game. Looks like we've only really got the remainder of Team BC upstairs watching the Blaze versus Riptide game. Lots of tired faces there sitting around these courts. This is our last game of the day.
Yeah.
People are toast.
Both teams want to come back tomorrow.
Saying the tourist place is in Cavendish. I've never had a Cavendish before. I do have a butter dish though.
Cavendish?
Yeah. No, I'm talking about it.
Huh.
Absolutely. It's for sure a place. I am just being facetious. And player on the ground doesn't know the ball's bounced before they hit him.
Time stopped.
Dustin and Ian having a lot of conversations. Jordan weighing in.
And player is called safe.
Number 10 getting hit. Number 8 getting loaded. Not really sure if he wants to be in a catching position or not. Holding a ball in one hand. Gonna feed it off to their... Oh! 11 pushes it up, but it goes too far forward.
Doesn't matter if should he have went for it or not. He goes for it. He could have got some more balls back from the opposing team.
Adam something 84, big fan of Ian Asang, our head ref.
He makes a catch. 113 made a catch.
That was an incredible ricochet.
3 balls.
How much longer in this half? Who knows? Started 7 minutes late.
Yeah, big delay.
Lots of stoppage of time.
The other game is already in its half, so I'm going to assume that we're only a few more minutes.
Putting court manager, I think is it Jonathan Gosselin who's court managing, or Lindsay Dueck? Either way, putting them to work. Constantly hitting the stopwatch. Now you notice over here that the ball shaker is switching pennies right in front of one of our referees, Guylaine Sanfilippo, whose team just managed to make it into playoffs. They'll be facing off against Kick-Ass. We're going to see some pretty crazy matches on the women's side tomorrow. Definitely worth tuning into.
Oh, I believe it is actually going into sudden death, if I'm not mistaken.
Someday in the future, they're going to change the name officially to #SuddenDeath as we work to modernize the sport.
I hope I am alive in that time.
What a time to be alive.
Where we hashtag things.
It seems like
outside of the technology world.
Oh, it seems like the term hashtag is a way of explaining to somebody that you're only saying something ironically, but you still kind of mean it.
Yep.
Thanks, hipsters, for ruining liking things.
Fun fact.
Look at those jumps.
Pound.
And before that, do you know what it was called? Octothorpe. Octothorpe.
Huh.
With a P.
I knew hashtag as a new game of tic-tac-toe.
Adam something looking for Simpsons quotes. Got any?
Oh, there's too many that came to my head at once.
See, I used to be with it.
All out.
Then they changed what it was, and what I was with wasn't it. And what was it was something new and scary. It'll happen to you. In this stream, old man yells at cloud. The funniest thing about that is that Simpsons references are already out of date. They were replaced by Family Guy references, which went out of date when Letterkenny references came out, and now nobody references anything because nothing is in the spotlight for longer than it takes to watch that season in a weekend. Family Guy is appealing to the masses because you can tune in halfway through an episode and still follow the plot, of which there is not much. Nor is there character development.
Nope.
Nor is there character-driven plot. Nor is there really much to do with anything besides setting up one-liners. But you know what? People like the Drew Carey Show, and it was the same crap.
That is true.
Drew Carey Show constantly breaking character to make jokes. Now Drew Carey hosts The Price is Right. He's lost a bunch of weight and doesn't need his glasses, and people just don't care about him anymore because they enjoyed laughing at how silly he looked, which is just mean. He actually wears glasses now with no lenses because people didn't like seeing him without them.
I should try that.
Do you know where the crew cut comes from?
When
he was in the military. And he got famous doing comedy or something to that effect while he was still in the military. And people liked the look, so he kept it. Once something starts happening in this game, we'll get back to talking about it. Nice block there from number 15 after a beautiful shot from 19 on Riptide. I think I've just figured out why I'm so good at doing commentary, John.
Why is that?
Because I don't get socialization at work, because I work alone from home, and I have a lot to say.
Huh. I work at a casino, so I got a lot of socialization, I guess.
Makes sense.
Not really a lot, but enough. Oh, a lot of cheer going on from the crowds above.
Only complaint about the reffing in this game is Ian is standing in front of the scoreboard, so I cannot see the score for the Blaze side at the moment. I'm pretty sure it's 1-4.
Worst placement ever.
Comic book guy, the laziest named character ever.
Oh, if I was to name a character, it would be comic book guy.
Everybody fact-checking this stream, I'm just going to respond with a picture of comic book guy. That's 4-1. Ian spread his legs a little further apart. Now I can see.
It's hashtag spread those legs.
My voice is so abused now. I feel like we're doing an ASMR stream. Now we're coming up to the dodgeball game right now. We're going to see what happens with that Blaze and Riptide. Riptide faking. And a nice block there from number 10 on Blaze. Riptide putting themselves back on a defensive position. Feeling out what they want to do. Mackenzie looks like he's going to throw. Fakes. Ball gets sent to the forward Shagger. He passes it back. Oh, look at that. Number 0 just bursts out of the gate with so much energy. 35 getting loaded up by the ball Shagger. Groman talking to his team, wants to see what's up. They call a play. And they go for the throws. Barnaby takes a shot and connects. But the counter on number 2 is good.
Just some creeper in the background over here.
Yeah, I think I'm going to go back to talking normally. As much as I enjoy using ASMR to fall asleep, I am certainly a little weirded out by doing it myself.
As most of you could tell, we have been commentating all these games for about close to 12 hours now.
Today, you have.
Yeah.
I didn't join in until about noon. It's only been 7 hours for me, but we both did 11 hours yesterday, so
yep.
we're sitting at 18 hours of just pure talking.
So we're trying to make it creative and try to make it so you guys don't fall asleep also, since a lot of you probably have been watching it for this full stream also. Ooh, it's an amazing block by 0 on Riptide.
Anybody wondering, the score is still 3-2 for Red River Rebellion.
Yeah.
And, Rebellion versus Windchill.
With 1 player left on both sides. And 2 versus 1 on Riptide versus Blaze.
Number 10 blocking again, looking for a ball. And Windchill just finally tied it up over on the other side. I think we're moving into sudden death. Is that what's happening here?
No, I do not think so, since balls
Why
were
did
not
toss? Oh, I think they were called to toss a ball over.
Oh,
look at that
an
jump.
Amazing jump. That hang time.
True test of skill.
Oh, ball lands a bit too short. High pressure from 0 on Riptide.
And he connects.
That's contact, bringing them up to 5-1.
If anybody's in Barrie and feels like letting us stream some games, come find us. I will be on the team called Space Cadets. So we found a shirt with some cute dogs in astronaut outfits, and we decided to name our team that.
Astro Dogs have actually been pretty good too.
Oh no, number 8 getting hit right off the top.
And
look at that ball, Shagger.
I believe the coach of their team stopped it.
Absolutely.
Didn't look like it
Oh
was
no, he didn't stop. He was trying to get out of the way.
Yeah.
You could just see him desperately trying to move. You know, Space Cadets will be in co-ed intermediate. Played in the competitive divisions last year, and we did all right. But I feel like this year I kind of want to take it a little easier. I'm still nursing a rib injury, so come find us. It should be a ton of fun. I expect to be partying it up that weekend and enjoying not running the event. Oh no, Shagger misses a ball, bounce forward, but Burry catches it and moves it off. Now Burry, fun fact, is how Cleveland would say Barry. Burry. Burry. We're going to the tournament in Burry, Ontario. Oh, 35 with a nice catch.
Like, went to the spot at Bree. Exactly wanted it. just clipped the bottom of his foot.
If anybody here knows how the players from Boosh afford to travel as often as they do, I'd love to hear it. Oh, McKenzie getting knocked down.
Maybe they're one of those like lucky teams that get paid to play dodgeball.
I don't think anybody gets paid to play dodgeball. They win prize money here and there, but I can't imagine it covers a lot more than the cost of getting there.
Yeah, I mean...
6-1 Riptide taking a really solid lead.
Let's go like Dragon's Den just to see if they would like...
Oh, the CDA did that actually a number of years ago.
Oh, really?
Yeah, the Canadian Dodgeball Association, a now defunct organization that preceded Dodgeball Canada. A lot of people in Dodgeball Canada were formerly involved with the CDA. They pitched, I think it was a $100,000 buy-in from the Dragons, but they didn't buy it. It was actually just on one of the montages of all the failed pitches that weren't interesting or embarrassing enough to put on TV.
Oh.
Yep. For anybody who wants to see some live stream games from Barrie, follow Dodgeball Winnipeg on Facebook. Last year I live streamed a few. People said it was good. I didn't do any streaming since then, but I took their comments to heart, and I decided to apply to commentate this stream, and I'm very glad I did. Oh, ball up in the air.
Oh! It's the catch.
All ends on his back. For anybody wondering why I have a cracked rib, that's why. I fell on my back in a game of dodgeball around early March. And it would be all healed by now if I hadn't done so much heavy lifting setting up this tournament.
The things we do for you guys.
For the love of the game. For the love of the sport.
Yep.
Oh, 3 disarmed. You can see Blaze getting hungry for it. Riptide at this point, I think, just trying to hold on. I think they know at this point that there's probably not even enough time to just set up for enough rounds to take a victory. So they just figure, when we have to, chuck some balls, save my arm for tomorrow. Look at that. Jeez, you can feel how hard he hit the ground.
Riptide just wants to play the clock. Blaze just wants to get as many games as possible, as short as possible.
Look at him just hiding in the corner there. Look at that. Just bursts out of the gate there. Ready to go on the offensive.
Ooh.
Number 11 with a solid block. Someone telling that they should bury them. One of the players on Riptide called Bury. Yeah, there's really nothing else that Riptide could do at this point, even if they don't quote-unquote play the clock. I don't think there's enough time to even reset the rounds to get 5 in.
See, now my only question right now is, does Riptide have a third jersey for tomorrow?
What do you mean?
Well, yesterday they had a blue jersey. Today they had this pink-yellow jersey.
That's why I was thinking that they were in blue, because they were.
Yep. So now I'm wondering, do they have a third jersey?
Sneaky Pete's. Ooh, somebody clapping a little prematurely there.
I think they're clapping because he did those 3 amazing blocks. And he got all 6 balls. Oh, hits a number 25 right in the chest and gets the ball back.
I'm told they have a black and white jersey that they may pull out.
Aw, spoiler alert.
Yeah, Coco the Flying Nut. Spoilers.
What are you, nuts? Ooh, Blaze down to 3 players now. 3 versus 1. Riptide's throw since he has 4 balls. Oh, and Blaze gets the hits.
I don't know why he was fighting to keep himself in bounds.
I think because the ref did not call it a hit just yet. So he's just making sure that it was an official hit.
So after this stream is done, John Ferrer and Mitch Jansen are going to talk to you guys about the upcoming matches. And I will be going downstairs to help with converting the courts for playoffs for tomorrow.
We're off to the 9th round.
For anybody wondering, Red River Rebellion is up 4-3 over Wind Chill.
Riptide down to 3 players against 5 with Blaze.
So we got left there Burry, McKenzie, and number 23, not seeing his name at the moment. It's a problem with these lefties, can't read the back of their shirt.
No. I believe that is 23. Yep, 23.
Throw with the right hand, not the wrong hand. Come on.
Yep. 23 on the right side, 3 on the center, 12 on the left. And on the other side we have 15.
113.
113, 8.
22.
And 25.
I think it's 22. Yeah. Oh, right. I didn't see 25 there. Number 15 getting knocked out. There's actually still probably a fair amount of time left on the clock, given how late this game started and how many times we've stopped playing.
Yeah. I mean, I'm using the other game for time, seeing how they started about 7 minutes earlier.
Laura Baker letting me know that number 23 is Baker.
Baker?
Yeah. Along with Butcher and Candlestick Maker.
Huh. Ooh.
Number 25 knocked down.
Yep. Just trying to push back number 12, and 12 is just not having it. Ooh, amazing counter by number 12 against 22.
Knocking Slater out, which leaves Team Blaze now, who once had the player advantage, down with only a single player left. With only a single ball as well. See that? Looking at one player, turns his head quickly to look at the other one and throw at him. So the Red River Rebellion locked in the victory with 5 points over the 3 points of Wind Chill, which means that of the 2 Winnipeg teams, Rebellion will be the one that moves on.
And Rebellion will face off Rampage tomorrow.
Looks like there's a timeout at the moment.
Timeout this late of the game might be too late. Hard to say with not knowing how much time is left.
I might be just giving him a pep talk. Yeah, they'd have to win 4 points to this. Given how everybody's walking around, I'm wondering if this is over. Nope.
Oh, looks like there is about 3 minutes of
these players just might be exhausted.
Game. Yeah.
Perhaps they just needed some water.
I mean, it's been a long weekend for both teams.
Absolutely. And they're off. 1v2. Number 23 blocking him. Beautiful catch.
Ooh.
Swinging it back in the favor of Blaze. Crowd going nuts for it.
This little chant going on for Blaze, seems like. Oh, amazing jump, dodging 2 balls, then blocking while on the ground.
Crowd favorite Dalton McKenzie taking his shot on 44. Feeling him out. Oh, and his shot goes low. Gotta love Riptide. Young guns coming in and tearing up the establishment.
They were coming up with a strategy.
And oh no!
Box 2. Ah!
Holy mackerel! That's it. Whew. Dalton McKenzie just showing why people love him. Not only is he such a friendly guy, he's also incredibly talented in just about every area on the court.
That was just beautiful.
Bent over, face down, hands in the right position, catches it. I'm seeing a Deanna McKenzie, wondering if they're related. Absolutely. What a snag indeed. If Dodgeball had existed like this in Winnipeg when I was around 18, 19 years old, I guarantee you I would have played.
Oh, yeah.
When I was 17, I remember looking desperately for a league, not finding any, and then giving up.
I was so excited when I found out there was a league.
Absolutely. Now, for all the complaints people may have, I do have to credit Winnipeg Rec League for giving me my start in the sport. Now I own Dodgeball Winnipeg. It's my full-time job, and while there are times where I may complain about the things I have to do, I am just so happy to be involved in such a great community and such an enjoyable sport, and to be paid to do it.
Yep. Oh.
Wow, you could
that was
feel that
hard.
one.
He put all the force in it, telling by the way he grunted.
Like, screw my rotator cuff. This is our last game.
Yep.
I'm showing people what I'm made of. I want the selection committee to know I can summon this amount of power this late into a tournament. That's a big thing they're looking for, right? They're looking for people who can last in multi-day tournaments. And 23 gets nicked in the back of the shirt. Will Riptide give up another point?
Oh, number 11 tries to make that catch but was unable. Both teams with 3 players.
Oh, Jeez.
Oh.
And Blaze got them down to just number 19, Simmons.
And it looks like that is game. Riptide advances into playoffs.
Absolutely. They'll be in the quarterfinals now. Just a quick reminder to everybody what happened today. Blaze and Riptide, who played earlier in the tournament, tied in the round robin, but Riptide just stepped it up for this last match. They took pretty much all the points in the first half, and then a little bit into the second half, where Blaze managed to get a bit of a comeback, but it just wasn't enough. Ending the score was 7-3. Lots of great sportsmanship, tons of friendly faces out there, lots of handshaking. It was a good time in general.
Yeah.
So we'll see you all tomorrow then when we start streaming the playoffs. I believe Sunday around 10 or 10:30 a.m. I'll have to confirm.
I believe 10:30 is the opening ceremony.
Once again, yeah, I'm Stacey Hewen.
And I'm John Ferrero.
Thanks for coming out. We'll see you guys tomorrow.
We'll be right back to talk about standings and stuff in a few seconds with some of the women's games. So don't go away if you really want to know what kind of action you're into for tomorrow. Trust me, it'll be a lot of fun. Because John will join me. Right, John? You know, it really helps to turn on your microphone. That's called mute.
That's called dead battery.
That's called dead battery. How about we talk about it now? For those who aren't watching any ads, what we just saw was a pretty crazy game. You missed the battle for Manitoba on the other side. You missed a treat. It was great. You missed it, John.
Actually, I was keeping an eye on it too. I was like, right eye was going right, left eye was going left.
That's usually how things work, I believe. Anyways, let's take a look at some of the standings. First for the men's side. Would you like to talk about them?
I'll go right ahead. So at first, we have Rampage. And this is for the round robin. So first Rampage, second Fury, third Wolfpack, then Z-Warriors, Riptide, Golden Boys, Arsenal, Red River Rebellion, Windchill, Mayhem, Halifax Explosion, and then Blaze. And for the women's, we have Kick-Ass at first, followed by Prairie Fire.
Completely destroyed the entire tournament. Notice that? 12-0.
12-0.
I believe they did that last year too, but still. Destroying them.
Yeah.
Continue your speech.
So Kick-Ass at first, Prairie Fire at second, Arvania Armada.
Just say Armada. I've been calling them Armada this whole time. The same with Sirens.
Sirens, Thunder, Storm, Looney Tunes, and Strike 1919. A huge shout out to Strike 1919 for just barely making it into playoffs.
Quebecois had a huge chance to actually get in the playoffs over top of them. That would have been devastating to the Manitoba team. Hometown.
You got that right.
Point that out. Every single Manitoba team made it into the playoffs in this tournament. Unfortunately, a few of them are already out. And by a few of them, I just mean Windchill. Hey, Greg Pacheco just entered the room.
He was on Windchill, and he got eliminated.
Come over here
because he put me as his rivalry. That's why it happens when you put me as your rivalry.
What do you feel about that
defeated.
game?
I feel really good about it. We played our hearts out. We just edged out. It's a good game, close. We made him work for it, though.
You sure did. You guys were tied most of the time. Most of that game, anyways. Your rival, John Ferrer, is beside me. I'm in the middle of you two just to make sure you don't do any fisty stuff. The fisticuffs. One more look at the men's standings. The ones that are currently eliminated.
Wind chill.
Oh wow, you really had to say that first.
Unfortunately,
Watch
Wind
it.
chill is defeated, being a local team.
Yeah. The other ones eliminated are Blaze, Mayhem, and Explosion. Tomorrow you will see these matchups: Rampage versus Rebellion, Z Warriors versus Riptide, Fury versus Arsenal, and Wolfpack versus Golden Boys. Those are going to be quite some matchups. On the women's side, John, you want to be interesting for a second there?
Kick-Ass versus Strike 1919. Sirens versus Thunder. Armadia versus Storm.
You
and
really butcher
Prairie
that
Fire
word every time.
going against Looney Tunes.
I want to just point out
I
that
have
you
horrible
really-
English. That's
you really don't know how to say Armada.
me feel English.
Let me teach you for a sec. Armada.
That's impossible.
It's like a whole bunch of ships that like to destroy things. Like this team. They destroyed the Sirens. The Armada destroyed the Sirens to make it into the playoffs. Although both teams are in the playoffs.
Yep.
3 and 4.
And I believe that is all for today. See
So
you
we'll be
guys
back with you tomorrow, as it seems we're losing viewers bantering back and forth. You and I, we make quite the combination. Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Nick Shanson. John Ferry has now had takes his headset off. On behalf, oh, it died. Okay. On behalf of Stacy Hewen, Matt Klacheski, every single guest that joined us today, Adriana Mingo, Terry Thrasher. Who else joined us? Who? Colin Thurston? Him too. Forgot about him. He was only here for one game. On behalf of everybody here, sponsors, Domino's Pizza, On Track Media, Dodgeball Canada, Dodgeball Manitoba, even Dodgeball Winnipeg. We will see you all tomorrow, bright and early. Just kidding. It's actually around 10 a.m. We'll see you. Good night, everybody. Have a wonderful time.